Welcome to AGAM's lecture series, a lecture series designed to bring teaching and learning to the comfort of your home. Today we'll continue our discourse of the subject Environmental Impact Assessment, coded STB 412. And today we're taking part 3 of this lecture, and the topics for today's discussion is Environmental Impact Assessment methods, definition of strategic environmental assessment, what is public participation, definition of social impact assessment, and health impact assessments. We are going to start with EIA methods. There are 5 EIA methods. We'll take them one after the other. The first one is the checklist method. Checklist method. Checklist method. This is the listing of standard features that may affect a proposed project. Just the listing of the features that may affect a proposed project. The checklist method has 4 types. One, we have the simple checklist method. Simple checklist. This one is just to list the potentially affected environmental factors. Just listing them. The second one is the descriptive checklist. Just like the simple checklist, when you list the potential environmental factors that will be affected, you also give information on how they can be measured. That's all. So it's just simple checklist plus information on how they can be measured. The third one is the scaling checklist. Just like the first and the second, you list the potential impacts, give information on how they can be measured and predicted, and assign parameter values to them. So the only difference between it and the second, the description is just that you assign parameter values to them, values with which you can determine which one is greater or which one is what? Lower. Then the fourth one, which is also an advancement of the third one, is scaling weighing method. You list the potential factors, give information on their measurement, assign parameter values to them, and finally consider whether they are adverse or beneficial. So the only thing other here, you must consider whether they are what? Adverse or beneficial. But all the 4 of them come under the what? The checklist what? Method. The second method of EIA study is the interaction matrix method. Interaction matrix. Interaction. The key word there is what? Interaction. So it's just a diagram that links environmental factors, environmental impact to as actions associated with a proposed action. So it's environmental impacts and proposed action. So you plot it as a graph. On the y-axis here, you can see action of the project. And here you see environmental what? Factor that were affected. So you plot them so that you can give you a graph. It can either be said that when the environmental factors increase, the action increases, or when the environmental factor increases, the action decreases. It's the plotting that will give you an idea of how they relate. So you just like you are linking the two up to know the relationship between the environmental factors and the actions of the project. And some a type of interaction matrix that we use more now is the Leopold matrix. I say here it's 2-dimensional because you are considered 2 factors: action and what? Environmental what? Factors. That's why we say it's 2-dimensional. But the person who developed this interaction matrix better is Leopold matrix, his own system, which is a system of checking the activity against a list of environmental what? Factors. Exactly describing this: action against environmental what? Factors. Then the next one, the method is overlay mapping method. You remember we're talking of what? EIA methods. The methods of carrying out the EIA studies. Overlay mapping. Overlay mapping is based on the principles of land capability, how capable the land is, and is normally used for selecting highway routes. Like government want to build highway from here to Lagos, they use overlay mapping to select the route, to know the features that will be touched by that route. So it gives you a transparent way of showing components of an environment and the changes that may occur if the project is carried out. You understand? It is a kind of prepared map of the project location and the boundaries where the project will be located. Geographical information system, which is a modern computer-based system, is incorporated into overlay mapping to help produce better results. Because the overlay mapping will now help you for track homogeneity and boundary demarcation. Then the fourth one method is network methods. Networks. And he said that networks is an extension of what? The interaction matrix or the matrices. The only difference is it incorporates prediction of environmental impacts of a proposed project with the aspect of the environment that will be what? Affected. This is a project, a proposed action. This is the part of the environment that will be what? Affected. But you also plot them like just the interaction what? Matrix, so that you know what it gives you. It links primary and secondary impacts. So it links secondary and primary impacts to the primary what? Impact. You know, impact can start and later you have what? Extensions, primary and what? Secondary. So this network will bring all the impacts what? Together to link them what? Up. And when the fifth one method is the simulation modeling. Simulation modeling is the integration of standard modeling approaches in natural sciences and social sciences with increasing use of what? Computers. We're in the age of computers. So you will now integrate these modeling approaches in our natural sciences and social sciences with computer what? Use to make it more efficient and make it what? More acceptable. And it can give you different impact scenarios. That if this is a project, this is what the impact will look like. If this is this type of project, this is how the impact will look like. It gives you different impact scenarios that you can have an idea of the type of project and the possible type of what? Impact that will result from it. And this simulation modeling, it is simple, it is explicit, it is what? Open. So anybody can adapt it and use it to good use. Now we're now going into strategic environmental assessment, SEA. You know, I gave you these abbreviations at the onset of this course so that you cannot discuss this course without knowing the full meaning of all these abbreviations. And one of the questions will be for you to start explaining these abbreviations. We can give you up to 10 or 20 or 30 as the case will be, because it's when you know the abbreviations that you can discuss better. SEA. This is a process of evaluating the likely environmental consequences of a proposed action, which has potential to significantly affect the what? Environment. You have not started an action, but you are just saying the potential impact should this project be considered. Take for instance, you want to do a highway from Enugu to Abakaliki to Cameroon, from there to other West African countries. It's cutting many regions. So before you ever start, do a strategic environmental assessment to know the potential impacts that such a project will give in the area. It's not when you finish doing, you start saying, this happened. You must do it before ever you start the project. When you are doing your strategic environmental assessment, it's strategic because you don't want to fall into a big ditch as you continue. Now we also look at another issue in EIA, which is public participation. Public participation, PP. Public participation. Anything you are doing in the environment, you are the proponent, you are the one who wants to do the project. You must carry the people along. That government want to build an airport in Enugu. Yes, his airport is good, but you must tell those who owns land, you must tell the people around Enugu that an airport, for you to know the impacts it will have on them. It's not only enough that you want to do something. You want to know the impact. It's just like you want to marry and you announce a band and you go and place it for 21 days for people to react. In the same way, if you want to do a project, do the EIA study, place the result of the EIA for people to see so that people can react. Tell you whether they like the project or whether they don't like it. When you are doing that, that's what called public participation. And public participation, environmental issues are best handled by all concerned. All concerned here means the proponents and the recipients. You are the one proposing. It's going to affect somebody. So both all concerned must be what? Involved. It's not a one-sided affair. And it involves consulting the people, negotiate with the people, and create the desired what? Result. There are different interpretations of public participation. There are different public participation interpretations. There are different interpretations. One interpretation is corruption, when you corrupt the people to join you. That is what? Corruption. The other one is informing. You inform them of what is going to be done. That is another interpretation. And then consultation. You go and consult the people. See what I have in mind. Consultation. The other one is collegial or partnership. Partner with them. Bring 10% and bring 90%. They will do this work. So that they have a sense of belonging. Otherwise, devolution of power. You have even built the project. You now say the committee, take it is your own. If you ask the committee to take it, they will protect it better. But if you build it and go away, they will treat it as government project. But if you build and say it is your own, that is devolution. You are transferring the power of ownership to them. That is different interpretations. Then what are those factors that prevent maximum public participation? What are those factors that prevent what? Maximum public participation? Yeah, people want to participate. What will prevent them? Some people are poor. Tell them to come to Abuja and discuss the project, they don't have transport money. So poverty is one reason. 2, rurality. The place is too far inside that the proponents cannot go there to know the exact state of the place. You cannot bring a white man to go to Umakotake and also one to know is there. You say where is the road. So if the place is too far in, you don't expect him to go. Then otherwise, illiteracy and proliferation of local languages. Even if a white man is speaking, how many of us are going to like I hear white man's English? Then even if you say we talk in Igbo, there's Oscar version of Igbo, Udi version of Igbo, Abate version of Igbo. So we have so many local languages, we're not even understanding ourselves. Igbo language is not even the same. Hausa language is not the same. Fufu de Fulani is not even the same. So we have proliferation of local languages that you cannot even freely discuss. And the illiteracy is much. Then again, you see, powerful influential group. If you ask them to come and discuss, rich men will go and hijack it in Abuja. Rich men who don't even go to their villages. After all, the Igwes in Igbo land are living in the township. They are not even close to the people who need this thing. And they are the people who go and discuss on their behalf. Then you also think of balancing the needs of a heterogeneous community. Government want to build one project in a community. Some say it's electricity, some say it's water, some say it's road. Government will be confused. Which one are we going to build? So the committee needs so many things, they don't even know the one. They can't even agree on anyone. And that's why even the money Governor Ogwai gave to some time, they cannot even use it. They can't even agree on a particular project because they are struggling. Is this one, is not this one, and things like that. Then you also think of who participates. Even if you say you want to discuss, chief will say I will go. Local government chairman will say I will go. Council will say I will go. Town president will say I will go. Who eventually they struggle for who will represent who in that project. Then you can also be thinking of ignorance. Even those who are going, do they know exactly what is to be discussed? Ignorance. Then look at social and cultural. In my own time, they say that women don't discuss. But the United Nations will say that any discussion now should involve women because they protect the protocol. But sometimes they don't have meeting with women. That is in Igbo land. In Hausa land, women do not even come out at all. They are in the Puda. You see that social and cultural constraints prevent people from what? Participating. Then what is health impact assessment? Health impact assessment, protecting and promoting human health, improving the well-being of the populace to better quality life for sustainable development. So once you are considering any project, you are considering the health what? Impact. And finally, social impact. Assessing the social impacts of a project around the people. If you want to build IMT in a particular village, they say don't build it. All those girls are prostitutes. Don't build it. All those girls are armed robbers. All those boys are armed robbers. Don't build it even. It is against our religion. So you need to go to social impact. Demographic impact, the population size of the people, the religion of the people, the nature of their market. All these are types of social impacts. And because of that, you see that a lot of demographic activities are delayed or they are not even implemented. Thank you for joining us in this lecture. If you are thrilled by this lecture, click on the red button for our subsequent lectures. I remain your lecturer, Agama. Thank you and God bless you.